Joe Askren with drjoebrews.com going to bring you a three-part series of our USF student beer recipe project with Ulee Springs Brewery. Head brewer Tim Shackton helped coordinate this entire brewing project. Not only was there a brew day session, but students in our program also got to harvest the Florida Guava at Blackbeard Ranch the following week, which was added back in during fermentation. The beer came out fantastic and was served up on tap at Ulele, so let's get right into it. Check out more hands-on industry sessions on my YouTube page and drjoebrews.com. Also search USF Brewing Arts to find out more about our certificate program. Go Bulls!
So I was just saying, on the inside, you have a drip ring. The effluent, the stack is so high that we need to assist the effluent to go up through the curb and the roof, so there's another motor. And that pushes the steam up to the top, the steam from the boiling work. And it collects around the interior sidewall of this apparatus, and it starts to slowly drop back down. And on the inside of this kettle, there's a ring. And you see this pipe right here? Mm-hmm. That draws all the steam effluent that's been condensed down the side of the kettle so it doesn't go back into the kettle.
Gotcha.
Because that is a contamination risk. There have been more contaminations in breweries all across wherever I've worked. It's happened because of that moment right there. They spend so much time worrying about the cleanliness of their fermenter. It's easy to clean a fermenter thoroughly. It's hard when you have boiling effluent dropping this way and that, sometimes into your kettle. It could create off flavors.
Is there a ledge inside there that directs it in? Okay.
Yeah, if you put your hand up here,
okay,
it's like a trench all the way around it with a hole that goes over here.
Interesting.
And you can see the pipe. If you want to get closer, you're not going to be able to see it with the camera.
Oh yeah,
but
there
you
it
can
is.
Feel it with
there
your
it is.
hand.
Interesting.
So.
Wow, something to think about.
And then up here, you can see we're getting close. When the mash bed starts to dry up a little on the top, we're going to come in with a large volume of water. It looks like it's almost there. You see the mash paddle? Can you hand me the mash paddle? Thank you. He was crucified on a cross. So I do a St. Andrew's cross, the first third of that runoff, because you want to perhaps redistribute the flow, right? And then you come in towards the end and you do the same thing. You impact the mash with your paddle and you do another X.
Are you doing it like clockwise?
No stirring. You go all the way to the bottom. Boom, 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 boom. What does that do? It could potentially redirect the sparge water to an area that's not getting extraction, number one. Number two, it's a ritual. It's a ritual, almost like the Lightning players let their beards grow when they're competing for the cup. It's just something I do, right? So that's what I do. We'll start the sparge in a few moments. If you want to go check them out, you can see the work coming in through the bottom of the kettle.
That process, you said you're sticking the paddle how far down?
You can go all the way down if you want.
You're not going to worry about breaking the raft up? Okay. And you're going to create possible channels,
Remember, you have a broad surface area. It's even broader in other breweries. But you reposition the general flow of the sparge. And is it necessary? Probably not if you stir the mash properly. But what if you need to do it?
It's an extra step, a little insurance policy.
Yeah. And how do you incorporate that into your memory? Well, for me, like I said, say a prayer to St. Andrew.
It's a ritual.
And then just cut an X. Boom, there it is.
And so you were saying that after that dries up a little bit, we're going to add more water?
Yeah, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to put this right behind you. It's going to come through this cleaning, through the sparge CIP ball. This is a cleaning CIP ball. Back where the grain drops, there's another water source. So we're going to flood by opening both those valves. And you can see the water starting to come in. You can see the bed is pretty solid right here, but it's a little bit finer back there, right? That's why you want to build up. You want to go 1 or 2 inches.
And do you leave that one constantly running?
No.
Okay.
Once we fill up to a certain point, remember, we're constantly pouring
Right.
from the bottom into the brew kettle. Once we get to 1 or 2 inches above the grain bed, we're going to restrict the flow, stop it at the intermix valve where the grain drops from the grist case. We're going to stop that. And we're going to go straight to broadcast through the CIP ball. And that will broadcast the water over the entire mash. And if it's at 2 inches, it's going to go in every which way, in every which direction. Right?
So if you run out of a bit of water,
You want to get the scissor?
that means the flow is a little bit too quick, right?
Correct.
All right.
Don't freak out.
Right.
Just stop the flow.
Right.
Be able to look over and you're going to see, all right, the wort's flowing from the bottom of the kettle, right? You can see the wort traveling across. Do you see that? So you know the wort's moving.
Do you whirlpool it all with this recipe? Or
At the end of the boil.
at the end of it?
Now, you see how it's, if you can look around, there's no dry spot in the bed at all. That's critical. You have to look closely because the steam, you're going to be like, oh, this looks good up front. Get your eyeballs to the back because that's where it happens. Why does it happen in the back? Because the grist case is in the back. If you're not stirring your mash, that's where it's going to level up. So you always keep an eye on every corner of your mash. Make sure you have 1 or 2 inches above the mash level. And then you get to your first third, right? This is where we're at, right here.
All right, I've got Stan Murphy from Murphy Farms. We're here at Ulele Brewing. Stan, so good to see you. Thanks for collaborating with us with Ulele and with USF Brewing Arts. We're using your grain, which is amazing. Can you tell me just a little bit about what the company is all about, and then how we're so lucky to have you here with us during this project?
Well, thank you. Yes, we're Murphy. I own Murphy Farms, which is a irrigated row crop farm in North Florida. We grow lots of grains for the breweries and distilleries, and one of those is the one you just mentioned, our malted wheat. It's a soft red winter wheat that Tim and Ulele have been using in their beer, one of their 7 main beers for quite a while now.
Fantastic. And how long has the farm been in business?
Well, my ancestors bought it in the 1820s.
And Murphy's located North Florida, right?
North Florida in Hamilton County. Now that's a small part of the farm, but yeah, the original part of the farm has been in our family since the 1820s.
And what kind of different grains do you grow and other crops that you might grow there?
Sure. The main things we grow is GMO corn, plus we grow the soft red winter wheat I mentioned. We grow barley. We also grow rye and wheat. And we grow a bunch of heirloom corn, which is is a corn that hasn't been bred or hybridized since the Indians started or developed the grain in the 1900s.
Fantastic. So the corn and wheat and
Corn, wheat, rye, and barley is what's sold to distilleries and breweries.
And how long have you been connecting with local breweries and other size breweries with your crops?
This started about 4 years ago, so it's relatively new, but it's been great. The customers are great. We've thoroughly enjoyed it. We, like I said, we sell to distilleries and to breweries.
Man, I tell you, man, I mean, I'm not just saying this because you're standing in front of me, but we always taste our grain when we're making beer in the class and with students in our breweries, and it is certainly a high quality product, man, and we're happy that it's right out of Florida, and we're happy that you're part of this project, Stan. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Got Alex from Lalaman Brewing. We're using his amazing yeast here in the brew for the USF Brewing Arts program. Alex, thanks so much for doing this collaboration with USF. We really appreciate it. Can you tell us just a little bit about the yeast that we're using here today?
Well, the yeast we're going to use today is one of the yeast strains we have for production of sour beers. And this one in particular is going to be the GMO yeast. So this one have neutral flavor. So it won't produce any esters or phenolic compounds, anything like that. Besides that, since we're not dealing with bacteria, we won't get any funky flavors, that might be associated with bacteria. So we're gonna have just clean sourness, clean lactic acid production of this yeast. And this one is pretty amazing because you can basically pitch the regular yeast in a regular wort and they will do both. So at the same time, they will produce lactic acid and ethanol with the CO2. So this is pretty convenient. You don't worry about any cross-contamination. You don't worry about, basically holding your wort in your kettle for a few days because that's the traditional kettle sour, right? So yeah, this is basically the perfect base for fruited beers, the one that we're making today. That's it, I guess.
Alex, that's amazing, man. We really appreciate you coming together with Tim Shackton on this. And I can't wait to taste this in about maybe 4 weeks when we come back here to taste it.
Yeah, thank you.
Alex, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you, my friend.
Shit, it's fun, yeah.
To end up, but the half batches are kind of like eyeballing it. You're trying to see what like dial in the sugar, dial in but you still want to hit the yield. So it kind of gives me like a framework. Go within this general range, you'll hit your sugar.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
And it's not a hop heavy beer, so that's why there was nothing at the start of the boil or anything like that. There's nothing at the end of it. And this one, I'm not sure where they're adding honey. Are we doing honey in this one? Yeah, right?
Yeah, this is. All right. Looking good. When you add hops to a boil, especially if it's like really active, you always want to have your hose nearby because a lot of times the hops can create like nucleation sites that will cause bubbles and a boil over. So you want to just be aware when you pitch the hops, wait like a couple minutes afterwards. Like you see me kind of be casual walking around right now.
But you're conscious of
it's because it's a pretty low gravity beer and it's a half batch. So I kind of have a little freedom there.
Sure.
If we were brewing IPA and it didn't have any hops in it, I would be standing right here with the hose, just waiting for it to boil over again.
Yep.
Yeah. So when you pitch your hops, when you add your hops, you always want to be close by with the hose because boil over, A, messes with the final product, B, messes with your yield, C, is very, very dangerous it's also dangerous to have 500 gallons of liquid just spilling over onto the floor. I got servers walking through, I got people just all the time around, so it's really good to be aware of your surroundings.
So with your hose, what are you doing with that simultaneously?
The hose is really, it's just to knock down
Yeah.
the foam that's coming up on top.
So foam specifically?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not like full stream, I'm more just like spraying to try to like do damage to it. Yeah. And I'll even like knock the temperature down a little bit if I want to really slow it down, but
okay. Yeah, I haven't had a boil over yet, but I've been also prepped on that for
And yeah, we're adding this during the whirlpool so that it doesn't just sink straight to the bottom and not kind of get dissolved in with everything else.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That way you don't have to start.
Exactly. Like even though it's
That's a
hot,
good
it'll
idea.
still just drop to the bottom.
It's a good hack. I like that.
I gotta give it that. I think I got a pair of scissors. So we're doing a co-pitch. We're using Lalaman's Sour Vase yeast strain with a Ballantine ale strain, right? The whole idea is to get that fermentation underway. The Sour Vase is it's the Sour Vase that's going to create lactic acid, right? Now, wort is going in. These products are such high quality, you can direct pitch them. You don't need to prep with water. You don't need to do any of the fancy stuff. Direct pitch. The quickest way to the process is just to get it in there. I hand that to you. We have oxygen. It's going through a stone, through a block and bleed assembly, up into the fermenter. It's a little wrapping like that. Now, if you want to come take a look, you guys come over and you can see. If you look closely at the inside of that tank, you can see the oxygen aerating down the center. Well aerated wort means the yeast is going to come out of its dormant state. Boom! It's going to hit the floor running right out of the gate.
That's it.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
You don't even need to aerate the whole tank. You just need to aerate the first half. Right?
Has Adam come in and tasted it yet?
Yeah, he came in a couple days after I tapped it. He had two of them.
That's awesome.